It is Friday, about 11:30, packing up, fixing to head out. Actually got out here a little early for me this time, got out about 8:30. Just continuing with a few little thoughts every time besides just what was done. One of the things I'm focusing on this year, I was trying to figure out other analogies of how to present what we're trying to do. And this year, and possibly even some next year, if you compare it to building a house, we're working on the foundation. Nothing else matters until you get the foundation right. For a house, you can do all the planning you want, but trying to install fixtures before you've got the sheetrock or whatever you're going to put on the walls doesn't make sense. Putting up sheetrock and other wall finishings before the framing doesn't make sense, and the framing before there's a foundation doesn't make sense. So for this year, trying to get used to this land, see what the weed pressures are, soil testing, all that kind of stuff. How many people come out? How much area can we manage with the amount of volunteers that we get? That's all foundation. As well as getting all the mulch in, getting the soil, getting the beds made and set up, see what's going to work, getting the soil life cycling. This is all just foundational stuff. So that may take a year or two. Then we'll do the framing. And we've done somewhat the framing with the beds here. We'll be doing more. I've said it before, I'm not quite as worried about the actual quantity and of what's being produced and what it looks like, because to me that's the fixtures of the house. That's the wall, that's the paint colors, that's what lighting fixtures you're using, what handles you're putting on the cabinets, stuff like that. And that will come. And hopefully it will get easier over time as we get things set up. Dale came out, we have a new raised bed. Looks like it's about maybe a smidge bigger than the other one. And the reason why there's so much space in between is he wants to be able to bring in the soil, and he wants to be able to get his truck in here. So that may mean that once we get this full, we may put another just regular bed, in-ground bed in between. One thing about it being that long on both ends is it did kind of interrupt the path a little bit. No big deal. We can walk around that. As to what was done yesterday and today, almost all the wood chips that are delivered over there have been used up. Today, I started on this area a little bit, pulled it back. I've got purple top turnips in here, and just put Swiss chard in that one. And I don't remember if I put these on the videos the other day or not. Mustard greens, spinach, radishes, collards. Replanted the collards there. Something else that got done today, Dr. Stanton had some Japanese cedar trees that about 14 years old, he said. They ended up dying, so he cut them down. They weren't huge, so he donated them. So I cut that about 15 foot, and it's got about 3 feet in the ground. So we've got a birdhouse there. And one at this other corner, and I've got 2 more of these poles. If anybody's got a couple more birdhouses, we can put at the other corners. Birdhouses or bat houses. So we've got one there. And I'm looking into a couple of possibilities of maybe getting some cameras that will either be cellular based or like cellular based game cameras kind of thing, or something similar to those Ring cameras if I can find a Wi-Fi signal out here that we can tap into just for the cameras. That will give us a little bit of security, but also help us start quantifying how many people are actually coming out here, how much community engagement are we having And is it getting more or less? How many different people are coming out, or is it like the same 5 that are coming out all the time? How long do they stay? You know, do they walk around? Do they look? Do they actually help? I've had some people tell me, a couple of people tell me that they have come out for 2 or 3 years and not only picked okra, but actually done some weeding. So they actually done some work, but we just don't know about it. So that's going on. And I'd like an opinion from some people, and possibly, if there's enough interest, maybe a little bit of help. I would love to get a 20-foot shipping container out here. The main reason being, we can put some basic tools in here, put a lock on it with the same combination as the water, so that whoever it is in coming years, the chairman and co-chairman and Mr. Yeager from Riceland would have that combination. But that way, some basic tools could be left out here all the time, about as secure as it could be, you know, in a shipping container with a decent lock, much more secure than just a portable building. And it would be here. So I mean, those of us who come out tend to haul, you know, a lot of stuff. Some people more, some people less, but haul a lot of stuff from wheelbarrows, hoses, mini tillers, broad forks, all kinds of stuff. And it would be nice if some of that stuff was just always out here but secure. So, and it could be painted so it didn't look too much of an eyesore, and possibly even eventually put like a small basic roof and some siding on it, so that it would also help insulate it, so it wouldn't be just an ungodly, you know, metal oven in the middle of summer or something like that. There's some other things that would be very useful for. But I'm kind of curious, some people's thoughts about a 10-foot would be fine. They're just hard to get a hold of. But a little 20-foot shipping container out here, locked up with some tools out there. And again, whenever we can get it scheduled, we're hoping to have a planning session for next year. Hopefully, maybe within this month, you know, sometime by the end of August, or maybe sometime in September. So we can have a much better idea who's going to be involved and what we're going to try to do and get started, get a much better start for next year. Anyway, thank y'all.